Welcome back, Sunshine Fam, to another Presidential Highlights video. I know it's been a long time. My name is Chloe. If you're new, welcome to the channel. I have a lot to talk to you about, so I'm just going to get right into it here. Today we are talking about the 37th president, which was Richard Nixon. He served from 69 to 74, and his vice president was Spiro Agnew. So let's just jump right into it here. Let me get my timer going. This time my camera better not shut off on me. Okay, and I do have some visual aids. So, 1969, he actually did a lot for our country. 1969, January 20th, Richard Nixon was inaugurated. I'm going to talk kind of fast, so I hope you can keep up. February 23rd, Nixon visits Brussels. It begins an 8-day European visit. March 4th, warning to the Viet Cong. Now remember, Vietnam War was starting to go on here. The U.S. will take action in case the Viet Cong begins the offensive. April 18th, resuming North Korean reconnaissance. Nixon orders flights resumed in North Korea after a U.S. plane was attacked on April 15th. April 30th, consolidating federal aid. Nixon requests Congress to authorize consolidation to states and cities. It gives locals control over the funds. May 14th, withdrawal from South Vietnam. There were plans between the U.S. and North Vietnam to leave South Vietnam. May 27th, post office goes public. Nixon requests Congress to make post office department public corporation. June 8th, leaving Vietnam. Nixon informs his plan to remove 25,000 U.S. troops from South Vietnam by August 31st. Excuse me, July 9th, cutting environmental personnel. It reduces overseas government by 10%. July 20th, man land on the moon. Apollo 11, carrying Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, lands on the moon. You can find out more about that in the movie Apollo 13. It fulfills Kennedy's vision almost 10 years earlier. It took 4 days to go from the Earth to land on the moon. July 25th, the Nixon Doctrine, originally called the Guam Doctrine. Nixon again states he will withdraw U.S. troops from Southeast Asia. He says individual nations will have bigger responsibility for their own security. The same day, Nixon proposes welfare reform. It includes the Family Assistance Plan. October 31st, self-sufficiency in Latin America. They are now responsible for their own social and economic progress. November 3rd, North Vietnam rejects peace. Nixon plans for a secret and gradual withdrawal of troops. November 26th, Nixon signs a Selective Service Reform. It aims at calming the conscription anxieties. It ensures that draftees are chosen via a lottery system. Eligibility reduces from 7 years to 1, and 19-year-olds are the highest priority. 1970, March 24th, aims to end segregation, ending de jure segregation, which means potential discrimination of separation of groups according to the government-enhanced laws. De facto or in practice segregation was still common. April 23rd, Nixon ends the draft deferments. It ends occupational and parental deferment from the draft. June 17th, request for wage and price restraint. Nixon's address via the TV. July 9th, creating the EPA. Now, Silver Star, you'll like this. Reorganization of the federal environmental agencies, and it establishes the Environmental Protection Agency. July 20th, potential Vietnamese open election. The U.S. would accept the coalition government if Vietnam chooses an open election. July 23rd, Interagency Committee on Intelligence. Nixon approves to coordinate operations, domestic targets, anti-war leftists, and suspected communists. August 12th, Postal Service was established, so Nixon signs the Postal Reorganization Act, and it establishes the independent USPS. September 18th, Nixon meets Golda Meir. He is the Israeli premier, and they talk about issues in the Middle East. October 7th, 5-point peace in Vietnam. For Indochina, it includes a ceasefire in place and negotiation of troop withdrawal. October 29th, Nixon is taunted in California. While campaigning, people throw items at Nixon. December 29th, Occupational Health and Safety Act of 1970, otherwise known as OSHA. It gives the Secretary of Labor responsibility for workplace safety standards. December 31st, reducing pollution. Nixon signs the Clean Air Bill, and it mandates car manufacturers to reduce pollutants by 90%. 1971, January 4th, Keynesian economics, one who subscribes to ideal that government spending could break recession. January 19th, Cross Florida Canal hated. It delays the construction of a barge bridge to stop environmental damage. January 22nd, Nixon gives his State of the Union address. January 16th, I think I said 1971, right? February 16th, bugging the White House. This starts the Watergate process. The Oval Office has a voice-activated system, while the Cabinet Room has a manual system. April 6th, bugging the EOB, a voice-activated system in the Executive Office Building. Taping begins in the Oval Office, the EOB, and Lincoln Sitting Room. May 18th, Wage Price Controls Bill. It extends President's authority to put restraints on wages, prices, salaries, and rent for 1 more year. June 13th, the Pentagon Papers. The New York Times starts publishing secret internal documents. The internet didn't exist in 1971. In 1 week, plumbers were created, to stop the leaks. Sorry, I didn't mean to put... Okay. July 12th, Emergency Employment Act. It earmarks $2.25 billion for creating public service jobs at state and local levels. July 15th, Nixon plans a visit to China. He is the first president to do so. It helps improve relations with China and ends the 25 years of rivalry, unlike today. August 15th, Phase 1 price freeze. 90-day price freeze on wages and prices. October 7th, Phase 2 of the price freeze. It places a ceiling of food prices. Wish we could learn from President Nixon, huh? Maybe we should do that again. December 9th, the National Daycare System was vetoed. December 22nd, Economic Stabilization Act was extended. Nixon gives himself another year to fix the economy. 1972, January 7th, Nixon seeks re-election. January 20th, Nixon delivers the State of the Union address. February 21st, Nixon arrives in China. Nixon and his wife arrive in China. Shanghai communication. Both countries increase contacts, and the U.S. to withdraw gradually from Taiwan. February 28th, Nixon shares the China trip. March 16th, Nixon is against busing. It dismissed transport of students as means of achieving racial integration in schools. April 3rd, devaluing the dollar to stabilize the economy. May 8th, additional bombing in Vietnam. Nixon orders mining of North Vietnam ports and bombing military targets. May 16th, tapping the table phone at Camp David, the study table. May 17th, bugging the Aspen Lodge, which is a voice-activated system at Camp David. May 18th, tapping the desk phone, it's a taping system in Camp David. May 22nd, Nixon visits the USSR. Remember, it wasn't Russia at that time. He was the first sitting president to do so. June 17th, Watergate scandal begins. Police seize James McCord, Frank Sturgis, and 3 accomplices inside the Democratic headquarters at the Watergate Hotel. They confiscate cameras, wiretapping materials, and $2,300 in cash. June 23rd, Nixon attempts to halt investigation. The Chief of Staff, H.R. Haldeman, to tell the FBI to stop Watergate investigation. August 23rd, Nixon is nominated by the Republicans. August 29th, Nixon denies the Watergate involvement. No one in the White House was involved, he claims. October 20th, Nixon endorses the revenue bill, grants over $30 billion to state and local governments over 5 years. October 21st, the pesticide regulation. Nixon enhances the EPA to regulate sale and use of pesticides. October 30th, bills. He signs 60 bills. One gives more than $5 billion in benefits for the aged, blind, and disabled and increases Social Security taxes. November 7th, Nixon wins re-election. Congress remains Democratic. November 8th, Nixon clears the entire administration. All agency directors, federal department heads, and president appointees are fired. 1973, January 11th, Phase 3 of the price controls, wage and price controls ends. January 20th, Nixon is inaugurated. January 27th, Paris Peace Accords signed by all parties of Vietnam War, which officially ends the war. March 4th, ceasing Camp David taping. April 30th, Nixon takes responsibility for Watergate, claims he had no prior knowledge. June 13th, 60-day price freeze, except raw agricultural products and rents, all prices are frozen. June 21st, table telephone taping ends at Camp David. July 12th, the Oval Office taping ends. July 16th, Butterfield confirms taping. Federal Aviation Administrator Alexander Butterfield admits to the Oval Office taping. July 18th, Phase 4 of price controls. Freeze lifted on all food but beef and healthcare products. July 23rd, Nixon refuses the tapes to Senate Watergate Committee. Nixon refuses to turn over tapes to the committee, chaired by Senator Sam Ervin, a Democrat from North Carolina. August 7th, Vice President Agnew is under scrutiny. He was charged from campaign contributions received while in office. Agnew denies the claims. August 15th, Nixon again denies involvement in the cover-up of Watergate. October 10th, Agnew resigns. He pleads no contest to charges of kickback while he was governor of Maryland. He was fined $10,000 and sentenced to 3 years. October 12th, Gerald Ford gets vice president nod. He is sworn in on December 6th. October 20th, Saturday Night Massacre. Nixon orders Attorney General Elliot Richardson to fire Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox. Richardson refuses to fire Cox, so Nixon orders Deputy Attorney General William Ruckelshaus, to fire Cox. He refuses and resigns. And Solicitor General Robert Bork was next in line, which he did fire Cox. November 7th, Nixon addresses the nation on energy crisis. December 8th, Nixon discloses personal finances. He paid less than $1,000 in taxes in 1970 and 71. December 21st, Nixon increases Social Security. 1974. January 4th, Senate Watergate Committee subpoenas tapes, asks for 500 tapes. Nixon refuses, claiming confidentiality. January 30th, Nixon gives State of the Union, refuses to resign, demands end to investigation. April 3rd, Nixon is forced to pay back taxes, total of $432,787 plus $33,000 in interest. Nice chunk of change. April 8th, Nixon increases the minimum wage, raises it to $2 an hour. April 29th, Nixon discloses conversations, gives 1,200 pages regarding Watergate. May 23rd, Nixon disregards Ford's advice. Ford asks him to surrender the evidence to the House Judiciary Committee, but Nixon refuses. July 24th, U.S. versus Nixon. In an 8-0 ruling, Supreme Court orders Nixon to turn over 64 tapes. Nixon finally concedes and hands them over. July 24th, articles of impeachment brought forth. Abuse of power and unconstitutional defiance of subpoenas were the charges. August 5th, tape transcripts were released. Nixon ordered the cover-up less than a week after the break-in. August 6th, Nixon refuses to resign. August 7th, Nixon changes his mind, Supporters say he won't win the impeachment trial. Kissinger, Ford, and some congressional leaders are told he plans to resign. August 8th, Nixon resigns. On national TV, Nixon announces he'll resign. This is one article from, this is an actual newspaper from Minneapolis. He is the first president to resign. Here's another article, basically the same thing. August 9th, Ford becomes president. Nixon leaves for California, and he sends his resignation letter to Kissinger. That's a lot of information to say in 18 and a half minutes. So, for those of you that are just joining me, I have been doing this series of presidential highlights from Washington all the way through to, now it's Biden, but Trump's information finally got put up on this website. I am not giving you the name of the website quite yet. I want to get through all these presidential highlight videos before I give you the website, because otherwise it's a waste of my time to write down all this information and give it to you if I give you the website, and then you guys can go and look up all this information yourself. So, for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I would like you to hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already done so. Comment, like, share. And that I got about 2 minutes left here before my camera shuts off. So, to give you a little bit of information about why it has taken me so long to upload these presidential highlight videos, I have been crazy busy the last month or so. I've changed jobs. I'm now working full-time. I am now in a new apartment, and I live by myself. So maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, it is a secure building, so I feel safe here. I will not disclose where it is at, but in any case, I wanted to welcome you all to the channel. I will be uploading some more presidential highlight videos. I will be doing some more Adventures with Chloe videos, and I hope to get some editing software once I get my computer cleaned up so that I can give you guys the sneak peek videos that I've been giving to you for Adventures with Chloe and give them to you in full. So at that point, the sneak peek videos will come down, because then you will see the entire videos. And I forgot about my trip down memory lane videos, so I hope to be able to finish those up. There's only like two, maybe three more that I want to do of those. The homes I lived in, and or maybe I did, no, I did my schools. The homes I lived in and some of the places that I worked. So be looking for those in hopefully before the end of the year. I hope to be getting the editing software before the end of the month. So be looking for those. But in the meantime, you guys have a sunny day. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.